Hey guys, Lucar Fan Neighbor 3 here, and today this is just a hopefully simple video. And this is kind of a tip video, and today it's about computers. So we all use computers for different reasons. For games, for general use, for work, for homework, for making music, for making videos. I mean, there's so many reasons why we use computers. Now, have you ever felt like your computer's slow? I've been there, trust me. And of course, it's not fun when your computer seems like it's slow. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry up and eat my ice cream. It's melting. Anyway, there's some ways that you can try to speed up your computer without having to immediately think you're going to need to get a new one. No, don't go there immediately. There are certain things that you can do that could potentially speed your computer up. And three common there are three common factors to why your computer may act slow. And these are just three common factors to me. There are other factors too, just to let you guys know. But I'm going to start with the first one, that's junk files. Now, basically, of course, junk files, they could be like temporary internet files, they can be temporary files created by Windows and other programs, you know, just so many different things. Actually, I'm just going to stop that because I can show you this. Now, I would highly recommend using this or any other free disk cleaner, but personally, I would use this CCleaner. Hold on. Now, you guys are with that pause of mine for ice cream. You guys probably already saw some of the options we had to clean. There's Internet Explorer with the temporary internet files, history, cookies, and there's so much more you guys can easily see right here. And there's an applications tab that basically has most, not all, but most of your programs that this program can delete temporary files from. Okay, so of course, you can easily just run cleaner and it'll scan and then immediately clean up the files for you. Or you could just hit analyze, which may or may not take some time depending on what you have selected to clean, and of course depending on how many files are there total. Well, junk wise. Now you guys can easily see how long it took, and that may be a downer to you guys, but I want you guys to get this. Because it may have taken 20 seconds for me, but probably will take much less. Normally it does take much less, but considering I had so many files and so many options selected, it did take a while. Which is fine by me. I actually can unselect these. Whatever. And even better, you can actually click on them to see what you have or what's been found under there, under that section. Alright, I'm not gonna run this yet. As you can also see, it has a registry cleaner, but I'll talk about registry in a moment. Also, you can uninstall programs to free up more space. Of course, you can use this uninstaller. I have not used that uninstaller, but instead I use this IObit uninstaller. Now, what's cool about it is that once you uninstall something, you have the option to have a powerful scan run, and basically that scans for any leftover files and registry entries that were left behind by the program's uninstaller. And there's a very good chance it'll leave something behind. So once you use the powerful scan, it'll show you can select which files you want to delete, but you would honestly want all of them uninstalled. All the files removed, excuse me. Some will be deleted immediately, but some may actually require you to restart your computer so they can be deleted then. Or that IObit uninstaller couldn't delete those files, but maybe you can, manually. Now, there's another way that you can start, since I'm on the topic of CCleaner, there's another way you can improve your startup time. And sorry about that. As you can see, I have a lot of startup entries, but I have the option to remove, enable, disable, or even delete those entries. And the only ones I delete are the ones that don't have anything here. That basically tells me that it's empty. You can select which plugins or helpers or extensions or whatever to run when you start Internet Explorer, Firefox, Google Chrome, for example. Some other scheduled tasks, or even your context menu, or basically when you right click. Wait. Let me right click something to give you guys an example. Let's just say that. Alright, see, there's the 7-zip context. I'll close that now. And the 7-zip right here. And of course, it'll have the lists of your system restores. I would recommend having at least, well, of course you would need at least one in case something goes wrong. And I've had that happen to me before where I didn't have a system restore, and that basically was not good. Easy as that. That was not good. So always have at least the latest system restore. And the latest system restore, there are programs that may set a system restore for you, such as like a program installing or uninstalling. But the ones I would recommend having the latest would be Windows Update or Scheduled Checkpoint. Because usually up to that point, if the system restore is up to the point of when I uninstall the program, I can, and if it's not the latest, well, even if it is the latest, I can just delete it as long as there's more than one. I would prefer to keep the Windows Update over the uninstall such and such. I know, I know that's a silly example, but I'm just trying to be quick about it, which I don't think I am. Just checking here. 10 minutes, not bad. Alright, so yeah, I would ensure that I would just keep at least the latest that's been set by Windows. Now, of course, this is something else. This is privacy related. But when you go on the internet, of course, there are all these cookies. You don't know where they're from. But if there are cookies to websites that you visit and would like to keep, like that website to remember you, like well, of course, Google for Gmail or your NFL.com account, your Twitch account, Twitter, and they'll show you which browser is using those cookies. And these are all the cookies on the computer that are to be deleted. And these are all the cookies that are to be ignored. So that's a very handy tool. Now, this, as it says, advanced users only, mainly if you know what you're doing. You can add files and folders wherever say like for example, let's see, say like there, if I push OK, it'll add that to the scan list, so it'll scan there too. And I can exclude a drive, folder, file, registry key, and even choose file types, but of course you have to type them like .exe, .msi, or even these two that they have as examples. But overall, this is a very useful program. Alright, so moving on from junk files and CCleaner and IObit uninstaller. Only took 13 minutes on that. We'll get to registry in a minute, but I'm going to talk about the fragments. So, what are fragments? Fragments are basically one file scattered in many pieces. And that can take more space on the hard drive than it's supposed to take. Like, for example, say like we have a 1 megabyte file and it's fragmented. Instead of 1 megabyte, that could end up taking 1.5 megabytes of space. Of course, with hard drives we have nowadays, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you're really running low on space, like if you save tons of files, like large video files when you record, that 1.5 or even that 0.5 megabyte, or basically 0.5 megabytes, basically 500 kilobytes. I think. Anyway, that little space could end up being crucial to whatever you need to save, and you're just off by that much. So, this is where I would recommend SmartDefrag 4 over the Windows Defragmenter. And I'm not going to do this in comparison, but SmartDefrag 4, what I have to say about it is that it is very efficient. It is very simple. It's quick. You have your option. Of course, you have the manual and support. And let's go into settings so I can show you some things. Hold on. Just finishing my ice cream. Well, I let my Italian ice just sit there too long. It's fine, it's just soft. Not bad when it's soft. It's good. Alright, aside from my ice cream break. So yeah, Smart Defrag 4. Here are the settings. These are just basic settings like minimize to system tray when closed out. Basically, you do that with that option. It hides there because I didn't customize it like that. Load automatically at start Windows Start. That's optional because you may not need it immediately. Enable tooltips. Automatically check for updates. Now that will use a scheduled task, so it's up to you if you want it. I'm not going to. I can manually check for updates, especially since I'm on the internet a lot and I run this program a lot, so I may end up randomly checking for updates. And do not display removable disks. Like for example, if you have a hard drive, USB hard drive, it won't show that. Some defrag options enable SST, and they recommend it so it can ensure that the defrag goes smoothly without interrupting whatever you're doing. Replace Windows Disk Defragmenter. This is basically when you choose Windows Disk Defragmenter, this program, Smart Defrag 4, will show up. Stop VSS when defragmenting NTFS volume. It will stop VSS temporarily when defragmenting to protect your current volume shadow copy while it's defragmenting, and it'll re-enable automatically after the defrag is complete. And for laptop users mainly, to stop automatic defrag while using the battery. I have a laptop, I'm using that now, but it's plugged in. Even if I were to run on battery, I would still have automatic defrag run. What's automatic defrag? As the description says here, with new technology, automatic defragments fragment files automatically while your computer is idle to protect your hard disks. I know it says PC, but computer, PC, come on. So some options about it is that you'll have to have this option going. You can select how long it'll be before automatic defrag runs. It goes from 1 minute to 10 minutes. But I have it at 1. You can pause the automatic defrag. You can have it selected that it pauses when the resource usage or your PC or your CPU usage I believe, unless it's that, I'm assuming it would be this, but maybe you guys have a better idea. But anyway, never mind. This, you can pause it and have it paused when it reaches a certain amount. It can go from 20% all the way to 100. And I that would be a recommended option for those who don't have a lot of power on their computer. Like don't have a lot of RAM or their processor's not that good, for example. And you can even have it skip large files, anywhere from 100 megabytes to as big as 10. And you can have it defragment when the fragmentation rate exceeds 1%, 3%, 5%, or regardless of the amount, always defrag. And I always have that there. This is optional. You can have this program start up randomly and defrag, or optimize or prioritize. I'll explain that later. And you can select when it runs, but I would recommend keeping that off. That's one less scheduled task that your computer has to worry about. And it's really not that hard to start it off anyway. But also, there are also files that the program can't defrag while your computer's running, and that includes page files, hibernation files, MFT files, and even, well, and of course system files. So that's why this program has boot time defrag, and this is awesome. It defragments files on the hard drive that can't be safely moved or defragmented while Windows is running. And you can choose when you want it to start, only next boot, as in the next time you start your computer, and that's it. Everyday first boot, like today, first time I started up. Tomorrow, first time I started up, so on and so forth, in that order. Every time you turn it on, or you can even have it like every 2 days that you start up your computer to every 30 days. But I would have it at every day, every boot, every boot. And this recently came with the option to clean junk files before defragmenting. I keep this off because I have other programs that can clean junk files. And for the color challenge, this has a friendly, accessible disk map for the color challenge, as I said, and all of these languages. And for customization fun, you can choose the transparency. Let's cancel and get out of that. Other things, well, there's that. There's the report, like bugs or something. Like them on Facebook and scan. There's not much, but it's just fun for what you prefer and what you like. So you can see here there are the drives that detects. You can even add specific files and folders. And here we have automatic and boot time defrag selected for that. And now I want to show you boot time defrag. And this was when I started my computer up, 8:05. That's when I was restarting it. It found the total size of those files, and you can see I have those, so all of them selected. I would recommend having them all selected for the best result possible. It tells you the total amount of fragments it found, and it has an action report that's a text file. And so you can see through the specific sections that it scanned and what it did. Alright, so let's go on with this. So, now of course analyze, it just basically analyzes your computer. There's the fragment the frag only. It will just defrag it, which is awesome. Defrag and fast optimize. It'll defrag what it found as fragmented, and then it'll quickly optimize certain amount of files so that the chances of them fragmenting again are not that likely. The fragment fully optimized. This takes a bit longer, but it defrags and then optimizes again. This it optimizes, but I believe optimizes them more thoroughly and optimizes more files to prevent them from fragmenting as frequently. Now they will fragment again anyway, but this is to help prevent that to an extent. This is to defrag and prioritize files. Now, as it says here, slow, and it does take time. So I would recommend, well, you can easily just let it run in the background. It really doesn't take much resource. And what it does, defrags and then prioritizes files. Now I'm trying to remember what it does, and I believe with that, as you can see here what smart defrag this button does. Now defrag and prioritize, it basically, after defragmenting, it will prioritize files, and I believe that's like moving them in a certain order so that your computer can access them much quicker. Like, I believe it will be like they'll put the smaller files near the front of the queue, I guess, so that the hard drive can access those faster, and then slowly take their, if not slowly, get there to the larger files for better access. You know, just, yeah. But I'll just run a defrag only so you guys can see how it works. So basically, there's that. Sometimes it may take a while depending on what needs to be defragmented. Ooh, look, it's the video I'm recording right now. It will take a while depending on what's being defragmented, how many fragments, what's the total size of the files fragmented, how many files, etc. Now here's the result. Now of course here's the map color. It's customizable, so you can customize it for the fun of it. Black, free space. This color, I think that's orange or gold. The MFTs. The purple indicate directories. The green indicate frequently used files. Blue represents rarely used files. The gray are unmovable files, such as files are being used. Red is fragments, but you probably had an idea. And that white dot indicated they were moving files. So I'm going to full screen this so you can get a better look. So here it is, the full map, I guess. And you can either push finish and it'll take you right back, or you can view report. It's an HTML file with a bit. I'll show you guys that in a minute. And when it's done, you can choose details, and it'll show you the names of the files. How long am I taking with this? I've been taking 10+ minutes explaining the fragmenting. I'm sorry. So basically, all this, it'll have names, the fragments that defragmented. Ooh, that's a lot. What was the result? All of them have been defragmented. That's awesome. The size of the files, the location. Now, let's go and view the report. Now, this is basically a little this is basically what was seen. Sorry, I had to burp or something. So this is just basically a simple summarization, I guess, of what we see here. But it's pretty quick and easy. So it's up to you which way you want it, but it basically shows the same thing. But I preferred like looking at the details so I don't have to pull up something in Internet Explorer, but either way is fine to look at things. So finish. I think that's pretty much it for explaining this. Now, like I said, I recommend this program. Smart to Frag 4. Now the last, and thankfully because it's been like 31 minutes, is registry issues. When you uninstall programs and the like, there will be registry keys left behind. And unused registry keys can cause issues in the registry and also can cause it to slow down. Your computer can access thousands or even millions per second, and that's very fast. If not per second, at least per, I don't know, but I know it's somewhere up there in that high amount. So it's important to keep your registry healthy. And this is why I would recommend Logic Registry Cleaner. It is also free. It's very easy to use. It's, like I said, it's free, and it's very, very efficient. It catches a lot of problems. Well, this is obviously not a lot of problems, but I haven't installed many things as of late, and I'm a frequent user of this. So we push repair, but before I do that, once it scans, you can see what it found, the problem, which is the key location, the severity, how bad it can be for your registry, and it'll tell you why it's a problem. File doesn't exist. File extensions, severity normal, and pretty much normal means that those are frequent issues. And of course, empty unused registry key, invalid registry. Now, these are higher because these may cause issues. So we push back and repair. Now, I don't know why, but I've even tried manually removing them myself, but there are two keys that can't be removed. And also, you can, as you saw, we can see a detailed report. It's basically just like the report by Smart to Frag 4. This is just pretty much a slightly expanded layout of what we just saw. And this really isn't accurate, I would say, to me. Now also, there aren't that many settings, but you can select how the rescue center is used, and you can select that. And I'll tell that in a minute, explain that in a minute. You can, in here, choose which keys to ignore, and actually I'm going to do that now, because I can't delete them. So, with the two keys that I can't delete, I'm just going to put them on my ignore list so that the program doesn't look for those two anymore. Alright, so I believe it was these two. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure because it could have been easily that a new registry issue had occurred, so you never know. So we're going to let it run again, and by the way, these are, I should have mentioned this earlier, and let me check the time. Oh, crud. These are all the options you have. Now, it would be nice if they had like a deep scan so that it can dig further in a more expansive way, but this is still a lot of things to cover, so that's still very good. Alright, so I'm going to right click, they're both selected, and we will choose move selected to the ignore list. I thought this was selected too. Let's just do that. Alright, so back, and it won't detect those anymore. Ignore that. So now we will go into the rescue center, and basically normally there would be a couple of backups here, I guess, but I don't really need them. But it would be recommended that you do have settings, backup changes selected. And in the backups, there would be, the icon would be like a compressed zip folder, and you would be able to see what was removed in that scan and deletion. Now also another part of the rescue center, you'll be able to see your rescue your system restore points. Alright, so I think that's just about it. Yeah, I would definitely think so. So yeah, that's just basically about like the basic cover up of those. So yeah, I would recommend CCleaner for cleaning the hard drive of junk files and other temporary files, as well as the basic registry cleaning. But that, like I said, that's not very efficient. How much time? 2, I recommend using Smart Defrag 4 because of its boot time defrag ability and its awesome automatic defrag and the efficiency of its defragmenting processes. And last but not least, I recommend Ocelot's Registry Cleaner for its efficient registry cleaning process, the ability to store back as many backups as you want. I think there's a limit that you can have set by yourself, but I don't think so. And of course, being able to access your system restore points, if in case there's a registry key that you deleted that turned out to be a bad idea to delete. Also, they're all free. Very, maybe Smart Defrag 4 is a bit, yeah, it's still a bit, it's still very easy to use. All three are very easy to use, well, to me, but they are overall very easy to use. They're free, as I already said. They're very efficient. I'm sorry, I'm just checking the time of how long I've been recording. And all three of those programs, I can't speak. I recommend to you. I'm Luke fan April 3, guys. If you have any more tech-related problems or questions, or if you want me to throw another suggestion for you for helping out with your computer, let me know in the comments. Leave a like for more, and I'm just doing these hand motions even though I have no camera on. Yeah. Subscribe for more of these technology tips, as well as other things such as like gaming videos, music. Hey, it's gonna be fun with me, trust me. Let's see. Also, leave a like for more of these tech videos. You're gonna have to give me ideas, by the way. And also, leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of this video. Please leave questions about any other tech related issues that you're having, or just generic questions, or even non-general questions about your computer that maybe I might be able to help answer or direct you to someone who might be able to help more. But I'm Luke Fan Neighbor 3, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios, mi amigos. Goodbye, and have a good morning, good day, good night, wherever you're living and wherever you're watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.